Hello friends, welcome back. Let's take a look at Tezos. And well, if we just want to pick up from where we left off yesterday, more or less, the muck that's left on the chart here kind of, it has the story printed on for us, what we were talking about overall. We didn't actually manage to maintain it above that level. That's fine. Where we were looking at, and what we've seen overall is this. There's a top here and a top here, which was what a lot of people would talk about in the trading world as being a sort of double top. Don't know what that last drawing I was putting on there is for. Double top there area on that, and then the question then at this point kind of becomes: does this overall curving downward structure that has well, actually not from there, really kind of like from this structure, where you can see the volume has a bit of that type of feeling to it as well. Could this all pan out to be, in the longer term of things, cup, which is that bowl shape there? Could this be some sort of handle effort, and then could we get prices to continue towards the upside afterwards? That's kind of what we're looking at in the medium term, I suppose, or the shorter term, or the here and now of things, or the next wee while of things, and in terms of patterns and what have you. But in terms of just the price action alone, we came up here and we did it without actually having too much divergence on the go. As you can see, the MACD and all the rest of it, so that was all quite healthy, and there isn't an additional warning or additional strength to the downside to be aware of too much, and we have various things coming in here that could offer us up support quite easily on this 24-hour time frame, such as this 21 moving average here, and then these two here, the 50s. There's the green 55 and the red 50 simple, if the green one's exponential. And if we're just looking at this in terms of the Fibonacci retracement, this being our highs here, this being our lows, this was well, actually no. Let's just add a different one in here. This was it previously. Where did we get up to? Above the 786. We actually made a sort of 100% retrace on the body to body, as you can see. Let's just shove this in this way around and say, where are we? Well, there's points of concern in terms of the body to body, in that we're below the 236 here. In terms of the longer term potential for this coin, you want to see it going up above the 3,450, 3,500s yet again, or else you can be looking towards these downward side targets of 3,200 and whatnot, and of course 3,100. And then on down to the 2,900 area. And we've spoken about this so many times in the past as well, that we want to see the prices kind of staying above the 2,800 area, where we saw us consolidating for a while. We're currently the 50 simple moving averages and in there, and in order to sort of maintain the overall structure of low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, on the way up and trending towards the upside, rather than sort of breaking structure and going back down the way to where we've been at in the past overall. So, that's what we want to see happen. That's the Bitcoin prices. That's enough of looking at that for now, because we discuss things in so much detail over the course that we don't really need to go and get too carried away. At any given time frame, are there opportunities on different time frames for things to turn around? Well, there's moving averages in there. Looking to the left at where there's been support and resistance at before, you can find it quite easily at all these various different levels, including just the recent past over there, should the prices go on further down to where this 382 is, for instance. So there's plenty of stuff there from technical point of view for backing up whatever decision that particularly you want to make. But just to point out then, as we look through the time frames, there's on the 4 hours with potential for support where we are right now. There's the 12 on the 12 hour with the 21 EMA just where we are right now, and so there's those things towards the lower side, towards the lower time frames, should we see things turning around in at this area. But bearing in mind that we want to be we as long as we get above 3,470, we can sort of have a breather. Otherwise, we're below this area, and well, we have to find out whereabouts we're going to put in our higher low at. And bearing in mind that if this 50% retrace area signifies where we actually had our last low, for instance, then a higher low would be anything down as far as those areas would just be a higher low, so you could remain bullish on it. So that's kind of what it is. Do we need to see the oscillators reset a wee bit? You get the feeling that that's what we're seeing looking at the RSI over there. You get the feeling that's what we're kind of seeing when we look at this touching back off of the sort of the middle zone here. So maybe they do need to reset just a little bit. And in terms of actually looking between the like this cup and handle type idea, was it were we able to anticipate perhaps this being a toppy area, and was there a couple of things at once between these two highs here? Well, if we look to the RSI, you know, here and here, as we spoke about, you'd have to have actually seen this go way into this overbought territory in order to avoid having the bearish divergence. Again, here in the stochastics, it's there. Again on the DMI, it's there, and again on the MACD, it is there between the highs here and here. There's that divergence. So can we see things? Do things need to have corrections along the way? Absolutely. When's the best time for them to happen? Moments like this, really. What's happened since then? We've had a correction. How big has that been so far? Well, it's actually been, you know, crazy. If you want to be crazy about things, we've actually had like a fairly significant 10% downward move here in terms of the prices themselves, and that's taken us down below this 236. But ultimately, what we want to see happening is the prices not go down really below this line here, and actually go for a full 20% retrace past the 50% Fibonacci retracement area. These are relative to each other. There's differences. The math, I'm not going to bother with just playing in the math. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, you know, we don't want to see it actually go down a full 20% here and start asking questions like that, because of, you know, all of the different confluence. And then you'd also have the sort of the idea that you've done a 20%. You've got, you know, you're in correction territory at that point with that 20% move. Looking over to the dollar prices then, where we had a lot of fun yesterday by looking at the XBT or the hit BTC site, and we pointed out this line here at 258, of course, as well. So lo and behold, we've come back to that. Is that much of a surprise? It's not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise to people who subscribe here on for daily technical crypto analysis. So I recommend you do that. We've come back. We're at the sort of this top side of this channel that we broke out of before. Can we see prices turn around here? Yes, we could, and continue towards upside. Yes, we could. What have we actually achieved here over here is the same sort of concept in terms of the highs, but is it bearishly divergent like we were looking at on the Bitcoin prices versus, you know, not the highs, but just, you know, well, yeah, this was our previous. You know, this was actually a lower high as part of a downward trend, but just compared to this high here where we got up to and we kind of double topped that, is that something to be aware of? And yeah, we've not got that. We've not got bearish divergence there. But in terms of where we've just come from recently on the MACD, there's a bit of bearish divergence, and on the stochastics, no, there's not. You could have said it between these two highs that there was, and on the RSI and whatever that there was, and in fact on the MACD there was bearish divergence between those two there, that one and that one. But you know, between this high and this high, thinking of this as just being the intermediary point in between, then it's not divergent there. So, you know, apart from on the MACD. So anyway, conflicting stories or whatever, that's what you always get with trading. Where do we see in terms of where we'd want to see the prices turn around if they had to go down anymore? It would be 230, where we've got 21 EMA coming in at that area there. Breaking this line is obviously not good, but you know, it's bearable. Should the prices stay above 230? Should they go on below there, then you're looking at potentially will be setting a lower low, and really you don't want to see the prices actually closing below that $2 area down at 190. If they did, then that would be kind of crap. But you know, there's potential for things to happen, you know, and you could even see the prices going back down to the median line here of this channel, and maybe we'd have to reconsider where it is. In fact, looking at this here, is it's completely, I mean, I don't even know, in fact, that channel there. See, sometimes what happens is I look at things on my phone and whatnot, and then I move things around by accident because it's not quite, because, you know, fingers and phone screens don't really go together. Could we fit this in so that it's actually inside the channel the whole time? Yeah, we could. Yes, we could. That's better looking. I think we could probably agree. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that's better or not better looking. I think that probably is. We're at the median line of this channel. Should we, you know, go down below that area, then you're looking down to the bottom side of it. You know, it makes a lot more sense overall talking about it that way. You think in terms of the visuals anyhow, and that's those, and the targets we spoke about are, you know, the targets, regardless of the shape of the visual aspect of looking at the charts, are still the same. They didn't change as a result of me doing that. Just, you know, to be aware. But are we looking at anything different elsewhere? You know, just this 50% retrace area, you want to stay above it. Of course, going below this 50% retrace area, then you're looking down to that 215 area again, 212, where you've got previous lows, and that 382 going down below that. It's obviously creating a 236 Fibonacci retracement for a negative sort of assessment of things. Yeah, overall, like that's kind of going to have to sum us up for today. I believe, I hope I've covered everything I needed to cover and not being too haphazard about things. I know I didn't really look down at the lower time frame so much, but it's too early days to say about, you know, is there divergence on a downward trend. We know that the recent situation had elements of it in places that actually the 12-hour time frame is not divergent. We're doing all right here, and you know, you could look at 220 in fact maybe as being where the 200 simple is, and look at that as well on the 12-hour time frame. You've got the 50 simple coming up towards the 200 simple. They'll cross in a few days. Could we actually see a retest of these things as that happens? We could do. Were they on the 24-hour time frame? That could prevent them from crossing bearishly there, which would be quite good. And the 4-hour time frame, presumably they crossed back a while ago. They did over here. Fine, whatever. Great, that'll do for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Join the Discord, join the chat, all that sort of stuff. You know, as well, if you're looking to start trading and you're a novice, that there's a wee sort of bonus just for Rocky Outcrop because I love you all so much and negotiated a deal with Bybit for you. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get any benefit really or whatever. It's just for you and all that. I mean, whatever benefits you get from the affiliate thing, I don't know. Whatever. It's not whatever. Yeah, so great. So just you know, best stay safe out there. Enjoy everything. Check out the other videos that I've put up today. Lots of chat. Always good to discuss the technical analysis with you all. I really appreciate you tuning in on a daily basis. Hitting like on the videos makes a huge difference. Hitting comment and like, you know, huge difference. Hitting comment, like, subscribe, hitting the Discord link, and everything else, and joining up to sort of the whole community aspect of things is probably a phenomenal thing. So I massively thank everybody who's done that so far. And looking towards the future, you know, we do these videos every day. So I just, you know, really want to say thank you for being a part of this and for helping other people find the channel as a result of your own participation too. So that's great. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Hope it's been decent. Hope it's been decent. See ya.